Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I'm coming at you with the Rankin Technical College Summer Adventure Academy website design, where we've been building a bootstrap website from scratch. This is a 13-part process when we're in part number 6. I do want to mention that I've moved back into my office, and it sounds a little bit tinnier in here, I've been told, as opposed to recording in the classroom. But there's somebody in the classroom now, so that's why I left. All right, so we left off here last time, and what I'd like to do is start putting some more content in here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to come in here, and in the last lecture, we added our in our content, and I really should have come in here and said, oops. Put something in here like begin Jumbotron area. And then finally come down to the bottom there, and we will end our Jumbotron area. And right down below that, I'm going to begin, we're going to call this, it's not I don't know if there's a right name for it, but I'm going to call this begin main content area. And of course, if we're going to begin it, sooner or later, we're going to have to end it. Alright, so there will be a div in here too. This will look a little different. This one is going to say div class equal row. Alright, now that looks a little different. That's something we have not discussed before. So I'm going to head off over to the Bootstrap documentation at getbootstrap.com, and we're going to come in under the, I think it's components, but I could be wrong. And it looks like I am. So let's try CSS. There we go. And we want to talk about the grid system. Now, one of the ways that Bootstrap is able to be responsive is that it uses a grid system where it takes whatever size screen you're using at the time, and it divides it into 12. Okay, because it goes on a 12-column type of layout. So if you do want more, you can go and take a look in here. I'm not going to sit and read to you. All right, but it's very interesting stuff. I'm going to add this to my list of URLs. All right, and let's just go back into our file. All right, so we've got this where we're beginning our main content area. Okay, now this could be done in a whole bunch of ways, but I decided to divide it into thirds. So I'm going to say div class equal col dash md dash 4. In English, what that means is that as long as we have what's considered to be a medium-sized device and above, and if you want to know more about device sizes, you can again go out to getbootstrap.com. I don't want to do that right now, but make it 4 columns. Once it falls less than that, have it go to single column. Now that might confuse you, so we're going to take a look at it in just a couple minutes. But I'm going to put an H3 tag here, and I'm going to type in HTML5. Lowercase h. All right, and let's just see what we have right now. Okay, there it is. Doesn't look like much. Okay, but what we're going to get, just so you see this, I'm going to come down and do it like this. This wasn't the way I planned on doing it, but I think I'm going to do it like this anyway. All right, and we're going to celebrate. We are going to separate this into thirds, and I really don't need that line. Why I did that, I don't know, but I did. All right, so we'll have HTML5, we're going to have CSS3, and we're going to have Bootstrap. Okay, so let's see what that has done. Okay, we've got 4 columns, 4 columns, and 4 columns. It doesn't look like much right now. You'll have to bear with me. All right, it'll start looking better in just a little bit. Now, before we do this, I'm going to go and steal something from the completed version of this that I've already got, and that is, that's interesting, I thought it was here, but maybe it's not. I guess I'm not going to bring that in until later, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw it in right now anyway. We're on part 6 here. And I'm going to add, because eventually I'm going to have images, and I want to put these 3 images in there, eventually. Okay, I guess I don't want to do them yet, but that's fine. All right, so I want to put in a paragraph here. And I can get that paragraph from all over, but as I did earlier when we went through the other website, I'm going to go out here to, keep that one up, to TV, I think it's TV Ipsum, all right, and I'm going to grab myself 3 paragraphs. All right, and let's grab about, no, that much, I guess. What I want, let's see. I think that's going to be about the size I want right here. Okay, as I'm building this, I'm going to keep going back and running it to show you and see how it's changing. Okay, all right. And I'm going to add a couple more paragraphs. Now I could just copy that same paragraph over, but I don't really like doing that. I like this to look a little bit different, so I'm going to come down here, and in my TV Lipsum, grab the rest of this, copy it to the clipboard, paste it in. Now this, I'm not making it work any better because I'm putting this where I can read all of it. I just like to have everything in front of me so I can see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about the same. So I now have 2 of these. That's pretty good. And let's put in my last one for Bootstrap. That'll be about what I need. And I think that's about what I'll need here. So let's see. Okay, so there's my 3 columns. Not a whole lot here. It doesn't really look very nice, but you'll have to bear with me because we're going to make it look nicer in just a bit. All right, so let's go back. And we started with this HTML5, and then we put in our paragraph. Underneath that paragraph, we're going to add a button. This will be a warning button, so you're going to see that the color is going to change on it. I'm just trying to show you how we can use different colors. So what we just added here then was this. All right, one thing to notice is as we look at this, hopefully you can tell it's responsive. Okay, so we've got our first button in there, and let's put in our next couple buttons, and we'll do that right now. Now there's different ways of doing it. The easiest way is to cheat a little bit and just grab what I've already done. And I'm going to change some stuff in it, but just bear with me a second. Okay, so this second button is going to be, well, you may or may not have noticed with that first button, when we clicked it, we're going where? To the w3schools.com website, and this is where I want to go. CSS tutorial, that's good. So that one, am I on the second one here? Yes, I am. All right, with this one we're going to have button danger. It's going to be a reddish tone, and this will say CSS3. So now I should have 2 buttons in here. There it is. And if I go here, boom, I go to the CSS tutorial. That's good. Close a couple of these. And then let's put in one more for our bootstrap. Oops. All right, and this will be getbootstrap.com, as we've already seen. This one we're going to use default. And this will say bootstrap. All right, so now we have all 3 of our buttons in there. This button is warning, and you can see it's kind of an orangish in color. This button is danger, and it's a reddish in color. This is the default. You'll notice that when I touch it like this, all right, you can see what happens here. Okay, it goes gray. This is sometimes called a ghost button because all it has around it is a border until you highlight it. All right, let me pause for just a minute here. All right, I've got myself a little frustrated here because for whatever reason, I thought these were going to be on the page and they were going to be set up. I must be missing something here. You will notice that again, it is responsive. All right, but I don't like the way this is laid out. So I'm going to stop right here, see if I can fix that, and come back with the next portion of what we're working on here. And in that next portion, maybe that's when we'll clean it up. We'll see. So I'll be back with the next video in just a couple minutes.